is Sarah, and this week I am in Ireland, and today I'm going to show you some of the best things to do here in this beautiful country. I came to Ireland for my best friend's wedding, but while I was there, I decided to explore a bit more of the West Coast, focusing on Westport, Connemara, and Galway. My first stop was Galway, with its artsy and bohemian vibe. It has been my favorite city since my first trip to the Emerald Isle because of its rugged yet contemporary feel, which is mainly thanks to a large amount of students that take up about a quarter of the population. Its younger crowd makes this city one that is nearly impossible not to have a fun night out in. I mean, just ask Ed Sheeran. Brightly painted pubs play live music late into the night, while the Atlantic Ocean crashes on the jagged Galway Bay, which makes this area famous for its oysters and culinary scene. I met with the Galway food tours to learn a bit more about it. The best way to learn about a place is through its food, so naturally when you come to Ireland, I recommend going on a food tour. Now this is extremely important if you're here for a short period of time because of course you can't try all the restaurants. So what I like about food tours is you get a little sampling of everything. Here in Galway they have a company called Galway Food Tours. They go to several spots, you get to try a little bit of everything, and then at the end they give you this lovely little map that has their local spot recommendations. So it's very helpful when you're out exploring without them, and the tour itself was just a really good time, so I definitely recommend trying it out while you're here. It's so important to buy locally produced products when you're visiting a place, and that's why when you're here in Galway you should come to The Sheep. It is a store that focuses solely on locally produced items, and their number one seller is these sheep. This is actually a sheep's wool, and it's just such a good representation of Galway and Ireland. I mean, when you drive through Ireland, you'll see these sheep on the hills, and look at how adorable it is. So adorable. So they can be this small or they could be quite large. Also, when you're here, if you'd like a tour to see the process that they do to create these from really conception from this point to what it looks like as a finished product, the owners are very welcoming and happy to show you that process to prove really this is all locally made. If you're looking for a proper place to get a cup of tea, then come to quite literally a cup of tea. But they have it, it's like Irish, so it looks different, but that's kind of how I used to say it, a cup of tea, like that. They just have the most adorable tea spread and atmosphere. It's kind of like 20s style. If you get their tea for two, it comes with this adorable little collection of desserts and savory goods. And then they have tons of different types of teas to choose from. You can also bring their teas home with you when you leave Ireland. It's just a lovely afternoon treat. This is a tea timer. It tells you how long you need to wait, green, black, or white tea. Very useful. I need one of these. I didn't even know that black tea took the longest. Who knew that? After a night in Galway, I headed to Connemara, which is known for its dramatic scenery, small bays, and coves. At its heart are quartz peaks of the 12 Bends mountain range that is known for their epic hiking trails. To enjoy the scenery, I booked a night at the Ballynahinch Castle, which is one of Ireland's finest luxury castle hotels. Ireland is practically a land of castles, so obviously when you come here you should stay at a castle. Right now I'm staying here at the Ballynahinch Castle. It's a historic property on a beautiful Irish landscape, very cozy interior, a very warm Irish welcome when you stay here. Ballynahinch has a very interesting history. The land here was owned by the Flattery clan, and you can see evidence of that because on the lake there's an island with a castle, and that was the Flattery Castle. It was built in 1382. Now, Ballynahinch actually means settlement of the island, and that's the island they're referring to. But the hotel here, which is built on that land, has been transferred into many different properties over the years. The hotel was built on the Flattery clan's land in 1813 by Richard Martin. It was turned into a hotel in 1940 and since then it has been voted the #1 hotel in Ireland by Condé Nast magazine. The castle is located on several acres of beautiful Irish woodland and lakes, so make sure you take a tour while you're here or go hiking at one of the beautiful mountains in the distance. There's so many outdoor activities to do here, from woodcock shooting to fly fishing and much more. There are two restaurants here, the Owenmore restaurant and the Fisherman's Pub. Now the Owenmore restaurant overlooks the beautiful Salmon River. The food here is foraged directly from the woods. In fact, when we took the tour yesterday, they mentioned that some of the mushrooms came right from the woods, so you know that what you're eating is found fresh right here in the region, which is always a nice touch. After exploring Connemara, I headed to Westport along the stunning Wild Atlantic Way. This route runs along rusty bogs, lonely valleys, and shimmering black lakes. Westport is a small town that's known for its fascinating history. Legends say that a pirate queen called Grace O'Malley ruled here in the 1500s. Though that is no longer the case, this town is still drenched in history and portrays Irish culture in an authentic way, unlike the larger Irish cities. To break up the 3-hour drive, I stopped at Kilmore Abbey, one of the most iconic sites in Ireland. Located just an hour from Galway is one of Ireland's top attractions. It is here, the Kilmore Castle. This was built by Mitchell Henry in the 1800s, who was a wealthy businessman. Inspired by his love for his wife Margaret and his hopes for the beloved Ireland, Henry created an estate boasting all of the innovations of the modern age. An enlightened landlord and vocal advocate of the Irish people, Henry poured his life's energy into creating an environment that would showcase could be achieved in the remote wilds of Connemara. When you come here, you can experience lakeshore walks and Ireland's largest walled garden. They also have tasty home-baked goods in their garden cafe, so make sure you stop there if you're looking for a nice treat to eat while you're visiting. We've been traveling along the Wild Atlantic Way the last couple days, and we're stopped here in a little town called Westport with a lot of history. And what I love about these small towns is you get a real feel of the type of food people eat. This is a restaurant called Sage. Now they serve contemporary Bulgarian and Irish food. The owners are from Bulgaria. Everything they serve is locally sourced or foraged quite literally by the chef. Plus they have tons of awards. I mean, if you just walk in, you'll see all these awards around the doorway. So you know this is a really legit place for a meal. I got the roasted pheasant, and it has some of the foraged mushrooms right in here. And then we also have their scallop dish, which is beautifully presented, almost looks like a piece of art. It's just a really good representation of what a small town culture can do, and the quality of the food is truly incredible. Definitely a spot you should stop at if you're traveling along the Wild Atlantic Way. Here at Matt Malloy's, they do traditional Irish music every single day of the week. It's in Westport, so right after you have a tasty dinner at Sage, you can stop by here and listen to some good old-fashioned Irish tunes. Ireland is a small country with a big reputation. People will argue over the must-sees, but you really can't go wrong if you put these 3 places on your list. The Emerald Isle is filled with friendly people, great music, and some of the most beautiful scenery in the world. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, remember to subscribe, follow me on Instagram at SarahFunky, and I will see you next time.